But today, just such a special guest, Greg Opie Hughes is here. Did I get anybody with that? Are people home going? No, it's not Greg Opie Hughes.
Yeah, he's going back to Sirius.
He's going back to Sirius. That's what I heard. There's been so much speculation. I haven't really addressed it here on this show because I just didn't know what was going on. And for the most part, unless it's something really kind of funny or something I can rag him about, I don't really talk much about Greg, the Opster. But we've been wondering what's been going on because for the past... It's been months, to tell you the truth. We've been hearing little rumors that he's not with Westwood One anymore, which I promoted ad nauseum here on my program. Anytime Opie's name came up, I said, he's been doing a podcast on Westwood One. But so we were hearing things behind the scenes. We have people in every fucking place that broadcasts anything that give us information about things. And it was looking like Greg wasn't with Westwood One anymore. Well, it's been confirmed that I guess it was a year in April. Is that when he signed? It was a year in April, I think, that he signed up. And they had a contract. And I'm assuming the contract ran out and he wasn't re-signed. He actually said on his Twitter, he blocked me on Twitter. He blocked my parody account. Anthony Cumia, CPM, is my parody account on Twitter. This guy's hilarious. It's almost like I'm actually tweeting. It's the most accurate parody account I've ever seen. Anytime I read it, I'm like, it seems like I wrote that. But Opie doesn't want to follow my parody account. I never even tweeted him. I never even tweeted the Opster. He immediately blocked it. Opie's doing something these days where he's spiritual Zen Opie now. He's like, dude, the hate's going to get you nowhere, man. Man. He became the man. Hey, man. So, and whatever gets you through. I'm no critic of whatever people do to get through their lives and what have you. That's fine, and it seems like he's trying to put a lot of the negativity behind him because as a member of the Opie and Anthony show, after that ended, he took some severe abuse from the fans. We all did. I mean, it's like the children of divorce striking back at their parents. So me, Jimmy, Opie, we all took some pretty... crazy abuse from former fans and what have you. Opie really took it, and I guess he went to a better place. He goes to therapy. He talks about it. I'm not telling tales out of school here. He goes to therapy a lot, and I guess that helped him. But he's this whole like dude. He likes giving out little words of wisdom. He's very open about his feelings, which. Sometimes comes off a little, I don't know, bitchy. He wrote a tweet the other day. Oh, he doesn't follow me, like he blocked me, but I have my other account. I have that other account that I've had. And but with that one follows Opie. So I see what he tweets. And he tweeted, I guess he did an RIP to the podcast show where he kind of thanks everybody and has some guests on, and that one guy, Joe Salvia, is that his name? He was the producer, the guy that went, the Opie Radio Podcast. So he's that guy. And he was talking, he was tweeting something about him, and it's like, Joe, I'm so happy to have you in my life. It was like so like ugh. It was is this it? Joey, I'm so happy to have you in my life. Not working with you on this podcast is a huge loss, but more importantly, I made a friend for life. Thanks for believing me and my wacky ideas. A friend for life. Hey, Opie, how about making a friend for a week and you start there?
It says right there, though we haven't met face to face, but you have a friend for life?
It's like those people on, you ever watch Catfish? And they've been having a relationship for 5 years or something. And then the catfish guy asks, so when you met and talked, they go, no, we've never met. So they never met face to face. This is one of those futuristic relationships where you just we talked on a video phone. It's amazing. It's like the future. I hear they're going to have video phones by 1972. So that's one of his bestest friends ever. He never met. Although I worked with him and never went to his house. So maybe there is something to be said there. Not like he ever took it in a bad way that I ever went to his house. But, yeah, so he said that he accomplished pretty much all he could with Westwood One. Now, I don't even know what that entails. Did he? I mean, you went there, you had your microphone and recorder, and then you went out and did the, I don't know, it seems like there could have been other things to do. How about the show in the studio at Westwood One? How about doing more of those with people sitting so we could hear it? I don't know. It just seemed like an odd thing. But of course, the ever mysterious Greg Opie Hughes has said that this isn't an ending, it's a new beginning. He's working on things. Things are in the works. So all that mystery and intrigue, I don't know. And I guess, like you said, Ron Bennington has been saying shit, but Ronnie is such a shit fucking talker and what have you. So people are speculating, is he going back to Sirius XM?
The thing, like the rumor was Ronnie just whistled the Opie theme.
Oh, right.
But the Opie theme is the Opie and Anthony theme.
Opie and Anthony
so
theme.
He was probably suggesting Opie and Anthony were coming back.
Right. Yeah.
People took it
that ain't happening, kids. For many reasons. But I can assure you, if you're betting on that, pull back your bet. Pull it on back, because you're destined to lose. Yeah, so Ronnie, Ronnie's always a shit spreader and stuff. It's hilarious. But, yeah, I see the Reverend Bob Levy sooner getting back in that building than myself or Greg Opie Hughes. We are all persona non grata at the security desk at the Sirius XM building. There are literally pictures of us up that we are not allowed to go in, like an Old West post office, like the telegraph station. We are not allowed in the building. I don't know why I'm not. I was allowed in there at some point, and then they just pulled the plug on me. I was doing Jimmy's show at the time when DePaula was on up there. I was doing his show, Bonfire, whatever. And then they just pulled the plug on me again, wouldn't let me back in. The Opster was suing them. He took a picture of one of their employees taking a shit in the bathroom. He's not coming back. He ain't coming back. The only people that might have a chance are anybody in Howard's camp. Like, they let Artie come back up and shit like that. So, again, we wish Greg Opie Hughes only the best in his future endeavors, whatever mysterious things that might be. I don't know what that entails, but I don't know. It's tough. It's just tough. And he's tried to shed the filth of being Opie and Anthony and start something new and different, which is great. That's a great thing. I don't think his execution was very good. I don't think he really poured himself into it. And whatever the reasoning is there, maybe he thought this was an opportunity to spend more time with his family or fishing or whatever Opie wants to do, and maybe not concentrate so much on the work aspect of his life. That would make sense, but then you're really not going to accomplish much. You at least have to, at the beginning maybe, really just concentrate on one thing. And it didn't seem like he really put a lot of effort into the Opie Radio podcast. It doesn't seem like he put a lot of effort into it. I think I put too much effort into this. Actually, I told people to put a lot of effort into it. That's what I do. I sit home and play video games, and I tell people, please, put a lot of effort into this. And I pay them to do that. But, yeah, I don't know what Greg's reasoning was for not putting 100% into it. I know Opie. I've seen dedicated Opie. There was a time I guess it was the time I was cheating on my wife with my girlfriend when we were at NEW. And it was the same time we were trying to put out a CD. Yes, kids, they were called CDs back then. And we were trying to put out a CD, so we needed all these bits, and they had to be edited and arranged in order. Yeah, there was a lot of work to do to just take your raw shit from that you did on the radio, bits and whatnot, and put them on a CD to be released. Cover art, all that shit. And he was driven, he was there early doing that. So I've seen the guy when he's highly motivated to do things. And it just didn't seem like he had that with this iteration of a radio show or podcast or whatever the fuck you want to call it. He just didn't have that drive behind it, and it was noticeable. I mean, you could listen to the show, and I've read comments about his shows from fans that thought it was the greatest thing. Like, wow, Opie, this is cool. It's something I've never seen from you before. He would emote a lot. I think there was actually crying. Could have been crying on the show. But, it's sensitive stuff. He'd talk about family issues and, family members that have been lost and things like that. It's sensitive shit. But, it's very hard, like I said, to wash off the stink of Opie and Anthony. You will always be looked at as the shock jock. I think you have to really go through one of those born-again Christian transformations, maybe. Isn't that the kind of people that get away with that shit? They just kind of go, well, I'm born-again Christian now. And it's like the Prestige. He's living his act. And I also had that theory that I think Opie is intimidated by a lot of people that are doing well. And there are a lot of podcasts out there doing well. And I think Opie believes if he had a podcast in a studio that brought guests in and they just had a playful, funny banter, that he would be compared to these other podcasts. And then people would go, wow, Joe Rogan is so much better than him, or this guy or that guy, whatever it is, Chip Chipperson is awesome, and this guy doesn't quite have it. So I think Opie decided to do something that was so out of the realm of your typical podcast, not because it's this original idea, but because it's not similar and can't be compared and critiqued as a podcast. But, we wish him well. And we'll see what the mysterious Greg Opie Hughes comes up with next.